best cricket reviews.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video about the ICC Cricket World Cup. This series being called Best Cricket Review. I'm your host, the MC Tam, and beside Tan Tiger 01, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, Tan Tiger 01, Twitch at InstaTam1. Follow me on Instagram as well. Hit that bell notification button. And do share this video as well, letting the YouTube algorithm know that this is good stuff. Since Bangladesh is the squad I am most familiar with, I'm going to give you a detailed review of the squad that is picked for Bangladesh in this ICC World Cup 2019. Starting with our captain, Mashrafi bin Mortaza. 35 years old. Gonna be 36 this year. For some reason, he is still listed as a fast medium bowler, but he is not. But what he is an intelligent bowler. What he is a tactical bowler. And he has realized that through his limitations. He has adapted pretty well to his limitations, and he has learned how to be effective despite his limitations. And on top of that, he's also a pretty decent captain as well. However, will that be enough? Find out after I go through the 15. Okay. Abujai Chaudhry. I'm sorry, but maybe his inclusion is not right in this tournament. I was always banking more on Abu Haider Rani than Abu Jaid Rahi, because Abu Haider Rani, actually, the angles he bowls, especially to right-handers, they tend to be much more accurate. And if you notice, he actually perhaps has a bit more pace about him, Abu Haider. Abu Jaid, sorry. I would say the weakest link in this Bangladeshi squad. The weakest link in the chain that holds the Bangladesh team together. Okay, Liton Kumar Das. Very talented batsman, but he has to get past that initial phase of seeing what the wicket is doing, because that's where most of the Bangladeshi batsmen have problems. In fact, that's where most of the world cricket batsmen have problems. If they face good deliveries right from the get-go, they will find it difficult to adjust. Liton Kumar Das absolutely has to find that sweet spot and find that time to adjust without losing his wicket. Because once that happens, Liton Kumar Das, he will slowly start opening up his shoulders. I would like to see him take more singles, rotate the strike a bit more. You know, play the ball with softer hands at times. Yes, if there's no slip or third man, then absolutely slash everything at it. Everything at a ball that is outside the off stump, because it's gonna go past the third slip, the third man region anyways. If there is no slip, it's gonna go, to that region where the wicketkeeper will not have a chance anyways. Okay, moving on. Mahmudullah. This is the weakest link in the what is called the Poncha Pandab. 33 years of age. Maybe this is his last World Cup as well. In fact, given his current form, I don't see him sticking around much longer after this World Cup. "71 days." Because Mahmudullah, his thing is, he haven't shown proper form with the bat, also of late. In fact, people like Sabir Rahman and Mosaddaq Hussain have been showing that form, not Mahmudullah. And especially if he's coming in as a person who can rotate the strike a bit better than, like, your average Joe of Bangladesh. I don't see him doing that. Okay. Mehdi Hassan Miraz. When the track is turning, he can be a very good off break bowler, especially to to left-handers. I will give him this: he is improving against the right-handers, but that improvement will take time. He's only 21 years old. That'll take a bit more time, but he is learning how to bowl better and better to right-handers. If there is turn in this wicket, if like, and we have seen how the sunshine can actually get this wicket to be a bit dry in the latter half of the match. That's when the ball starts to grip and turn. That's when people like Mehdi Hassan Miraz can be a bit more effective. Hopefully, he will learn how to bowl with a bit more tactics, a bit more brains. Muhammad Mithun, he has the potential, but I don't see him 25 years. Wait, what? Wow, 28 years old. Oh, well, maybe should not have been included in the squad. Muhammad Mithun. Maybe he's picked as a backup keeper, but in terms of this squad, um, if he has to be Mushfiqur Rahim's protege, then he has to perform much more consistently. Uh, Because it was like even out of Cardiff, Cardiff, the a lot of the local cricketers who are there, and like some of them are like I believe in the under 19 squad as well. Like they said, like amongst all the Bangladeshi batsmen they have bowled to, it's Mushfiqur Rahim is the most technically sound. Hopefully, Mushfiqur Rahim can maintain being that technically sound, and maybe not have lapses in concentration like he had in the warm-up match. Like I said, it's a warm-up match, so it's just to get your feet wet, get things rolling. Better to have that than like you you know have like have that experience of getting your feet wet in a match that matters, and then like possibly lose that match because you weren't prepared enough. Okay, next, Muhammad Saifuddin. What I have seen out of him, Muhammad Saifuddin, he does not have the pace. He does not. He absolutely does not have the pace, but he seems to have a bit more of accuracy. What I would love to see out of Muhammad Saifuddin, much, much more fuller deliveries and much fewer shorter deliveries. Muhammad Saifuddin does not have the pace to bowl short balls and exploit them properly, beating the batsman for pace and bounce. Muhammad Saifuddin does not have that pace. It's like I'll give you a personal example. When I used to bowl in the nets, I rarely bowled short pitch deliveries because I knew I did not have the express pace to beat the batsman for flight. And on top of that, these were indoor nets. Like I used to bowl on concrete pitches as well, but on concrete pitches, I did not bowl against batsmen. I just used to bowl, and there used to be a wicket keeper, and he used to tell me what the line and length of the ball was. That's all. And this was back in the day when I was playing county cricket. Like when I was back at the few times I was back in Abu Dhabi, I used to bowl on concrete pitches, like on one of those outgrounds of the Zayed Cricket Stadium. Over there, maybe over there where you have bounce, because it's a concrete pitch. There maybe I can I could have exploited the bounce, but in slow and low conditions, indoor nets and whatnot, I knew I did not have that 140, 145 clicks to exploit the bounce. So what I did, I kept pitching the ball full, like good length and just short of a good length, good length and just short of a good length, and that actually got me a reputation I did not know this. I did not know this after like maybe even a year. That got me a reputation of being a very very good bowler. I did not realize this. I thought like I was just average. I had a lot of people come up to me and tell me like, "Man, you are really good." It's because of the accuracy. It's because of the consistency and the accuracy. So yeah, I would expect Muhammad Saifuddin to bowl something along those lines and something in that vein if he has to be effective in this tournament. Yeah, you got Virat Kohli out. Yeah. Don't count on it too much. Don't count on it too much. Maybe in a match that matters, you will go for 80, 90, 100 runs and you will not get a wicket for maybe 4 or 5 games. Then you can't say, "Oh, at least I got Virat Kohli out in a match that doesn't matter." Okay, moving on. Mosaddaq Hussain. I would still say untested. Yeah, he had that one innings, but I am not counting my chickens before they hatch. Still untested, but has the potential. We will see where things go from here. Because remember, Mosaddaq Hussain has shown that innings. He has shown it to the entire world. So the world knows what type of mind frame Mosaddaq Hussain will arrive at the batting crease with. And so, what type of delivery to bowl to Mosaddaq Hussain by which he will get out very, very quickly. This is the consequence of international televised cricket. The entire world can see what you're doing. Thus the entire world knows how to get you out and knows your weaknesses as well. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Sorry about that. Next, you have Mushfiq Rahim. Like I said, and he is 31 years old. He definitely has another World Cup and maybe two. Although that's kind of doubtful because given the wear and tear on his body, I don't think he has to. But we'll see. Mushfiq Rahim. Technically, the most sound batsman for Bangladesh. Sorry about that. Someone's calling me. Uh, Here's where a lot of success or failure of Bangladesh will rely on. How consistently can he perform in this tournament? Yeah, if you have the top two or top three perform and perform very well, maybe a Mushfiqur Rahim will not perform, but maybe the people underneath him, Mahamudullah, Sabir Rahman, will perform. Okay, then you have Mustafizur Rahman. He is still young, just 23 years of age, and he is still learning. It's sad to see that he's having so many injury concerns this early into his career, but hopefully hopefully he can put those all behind him, and hopefully he can actually develop much more variations because even in the warm-up match, you notice like with Mustafizur Rahman, the batsmen even tend to stand in unorthodox positions just to negate whatever he can extract off the pitch. Mustafizur Rahman has to adjust accordingly. Otherwise, the times he does not adjust, he goes for a lot of runs, and some of them are especially in the third man region. And Bangladesh, please, please, whenever Mustafizur Rahman is bowling, at least have a deep third man so that you block up that hole. so that boundaries don't come from that area. At least have a deep third man or someone to cover that region. Okay, next, Rubel Hussain, the fastest bowler in the squad, which is not saying much, which is really not saying much, like 140k. So 140k is like average, is standard in this tournament. 140k is like whatever pace, but his experience, and I'm talking about his best, his experience and his variations with slower balls and like the little swing that he gets will actually be handy. And with that slingy action, like the sometimes the extra bounce he can get. And yes, people who have bowled, like myself, if you have a slingy action, okay, no, like not even a slingy action. If you are bowling, you sometimes learn how to get the exact uh get the exact point to make a ball pitch, and then yet with two deliveries you get variable bounces. You know how to pitch the ball in an exact area, but with very similar actions. One ball will just bounce normally. Another ball will bounce a bit more, and then it will like catch the outside edge, or it'll just go past the outside edge. And this is especially true in England because I have done this in England several times. Okay, he just needs to get much less trigger happy. He needs to reduce getting trigger happy with the short balls because this is England, man. The short balls will not work. Have you not seen the matches between England and Pakistan? The short ball will not work. Okay, next, Sabir Rahman, 27 years of age, is coming like after well, a bit of a dark period for him, but hopefully he can prove his worth by performing well with the bat. Remember, yeah, that century in New Zealand, people might have temporarily forgiven you, but the moment you let your guard down, the moment you start underperforming, the moment you start failing your team, all those accusations, all that historical clutter, all that darkness will surface again via social media, via standard media. Everyone will start talking about you and your mental frame of mind and saying that maybe you are not ready for this tournament and your selection was a mistake. In terms of his leg spin, no, don't count on it. Trust me, don't count on it. Okay. The great Shakib Al Hassan, 32 years of 32 years old, and just turned 32 just less than a month ago. Okay, the greatest left arm spinning all rounder, pure left arm spinning all rounder of all time. The numbers and the consistency, more importantly, the consistency does not lie. Okay? A lot of other players have played way more games than Shakib. A lot of other players had way more exposure than Shakib. A lot of other players had way more training and way more sage advice than Shakib. Some of these I'm not making I'm not making like an outrageous comparison, but some of these include Jacques Callis. Some of these include Andrew Flintoff. Okay? Some of these even include Muhammad Hafiz back when Pakistan was good. Like I'm talking about maybe 10 years ago. Okay? Back even when Saeed Ajmal was playing. This is how long I'm talking about. Shakib has maintained that spot for a long time. So Yeah, he was not that successful in the warm-up match. I'm pretty sure he's going to perform, but here's one bad habit about Shakib I do not like. He tries to buy a wicket way more times than I'm comfortable with. Because in the process of trying to buy a wicket, he goes for runs and runs and runs. In the end, the purchase of a wicket does not matter in the end because you already gave away so many runs that your team is going to lose. So what are you going to do with that wicket? But in terms of his batting, I'm glad we have a more consistent number 3. So let us see how he performs. Shamma Sharkar, another relative youngster, 26 years old. He has at least 2 more World Cups, maybe 3 more World Cups in him. Okay, it's time that he starts to perform as well. Yeah, he has those odd occasions where he plays a bad shot and gets out. Here's what I've seen with Shomo Sharkar. He's starting to improve technically. Yeah, he still doesn't move his feet as much, but he's starting to get a better hand-eye coordination to compensate for the lack of foot movement. I hope he can improve his foot movement because he reminds me a bit of Shahriar Nafees, and this was one of the downfalls of Shahriar Nafees that he did not move his feet. No, he did not move his feet enough. That's why I don't think he's stuck around for that long. But hopefully, Shomo Sharkar does not end up that way. And finally, we have Tamim Iqbal, 30 years old. Wow, 30 years old. 30 years and 27 days. I had no idea he was younger than me. Okay, a lot will depend on the starts Bangladesh get in this tournament. And here's the thing: whoever opens with Tamim Iqbal, whether it be Shamo Sharkar, whether it be Liton Das, the first 10 overs do not lose a wicket. Here's the thing: you can't say, okay, we got only 25 runs, but we didn't lose a wicket. No, that's not gonna do. Not in this tournament. This is not a bilateral series. This is the ICC World Cup 2019. This is the biggest ODI tournament in the entire sport. You cannot afford to have such a passive approach. You have to learn how to be active enough and not lose a wicket. And given how batting friendly these conditions will be, Tamim Iqbal, Shamo Sharkar, Liton Das, they have, I don't say, I won't say they have no excuse, but they have minimal excuses to fail. And this tournament, I believe, is also something for Tamim Iqbal to prove to himself, because he has not been that consistent in World Cup tournaments. I believe this is a tournament where he has to show that yes, he can perform even on the biggest, not on big stage, on the biggest stage of them all, the ICC World Cup ODI tournament. My overall assessment for Bangladesh cricket, speaking objectively, okay, fluctuating between underrated and overconfident, fluctuating heavily between underrated and overconfident. To be objective with you, very objective with you, okay, because I'm a scientific person, very objective with you, Bangladesh does not make it to the semifinals. And if Bangladesh make it to the semifinals, I have a feeling it is going to be a lucky escape scenario where perhaps more than one match where the match is abandoned, not completed, abandoned, not reduced even, abandoned due to rain, where we don't get a conclusive result. You have more than one match like that, and then against the smaller teams, Bangladesh actually uh, performs pretty well and defeats them. Then in the semifinals, whoever the opposition may be, Bangladesh will lose if they even make it to the semifinals. Like I said, I'm speaking objectively, but if Bangladesh, on the other hand, has to make it to the semifinals on merit, every game, everyone has to click, especially in the bowling department. Because in the batting department, yes, you can have one off day, you can have one off batsman, and the other batsman can actually compensate a little bit. This cannot happen in the bowling department, because in the bowling department, your at least 4 out of your top 5 bowlers will bowl his entire quota of 10 overs. One of those four have a bad day, he is going to get exploited by every batsman in the opposition for runs. That weak link has to be eliminated and has to be strengthened. Excuse me. All right, that's about it, guys. Let me know what your expectations are for this Bangladesh cricket team and how far do you see them going. And as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button, share this video, and leave a comment. It's your boy, the Infotainment Tanveer Side, the Bengal Dragon, signing out from Best Cricket Review.